We now return to our feature presentation of Viewtiful Joe, Part 3.
Just go for it!
And for this first part of the entrance into the giant hotel-esque looking building, beating shit up. You know, like we love to do. See how many multipliers I can get out of this. Three's okay. I want to apologize and say I'm sorry for not getting these out very often. I know it's been like a week and a half since Part 2. For those of you who keep up with the news or, I don't know, who live in the Northeast, you might remember that over the last weekend, and for a while now, we've had almost 3 feet of snow where I am. And it wasn't until Tuesday or so where they finally were able to shovel through my street. So for a while I've had to shovel my way out of here and walk to work and that kind of thing. So it's been kind of a whirlwind. On top of that, I also had to get to class and all that stuff, and then I also was without power for a little while. I was actually recording a segment, and this one in particular, that is, and the power went out while I was recording it, so that was great to have happen. No, Rainbow V actually is good to have happen. So it's been kind of awful trying to get this segment out, but now hopefully things will be back to semi-regular. There is not a whole lot to say about this level, this part of the level. It's got groovin' music, I'll be honest, but it's all fairly straightforward. We're just beating guys up. And the puzzle in the first room was kind of bullshit, though. Having to Mach speed punch the statues that had the things. The jewels that were eventually the keys to unlocking the door. It's like, I remember playing this game for the first time, and I finally had to look it up to figure that out, and I was like, who would ever think of this? Didn't make any sense to me then, doesn't make any sense to me now, but it doesn't really matter. We have a new enemy. A samurai, if you will. And, of course, being zoomed in while slow punching is the best way to handle them. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that strategy before. It would have saved us from getting a C in the last segment. But, you know, whatever. Oh, and I guess I should mention this. When we get to the end of this segment, if you notice I don't have a C among the group of rankings we get from all the levels, it's because, I was recording, and then my software, of course, ended up failing on me, so I had to save. I saved thinking it would capture everything that I had recorded, and it totally didn't. So basically I played through the whole game again to this point, which thankfully wasn't very far, and I got a better ranking because now I actually remember all the things to do and know what to do, and wasn't being recorded, so I didn't, like, really suck, you know? So if you see, like, more A's and B's than anything else... I still got a B, though, so I can't say I'm gonna have an A in everything, unfortunately. Anyways, this is not the last time a hallway like this is gonna come up, where we have to fight a shit ton of enemies while a barrel with spikes looms ever closer in the background. But don't worry, it's not that hard. Come on, I can get a couple more. 2,560 V's. Viewtifuls is pretty awesome, I say. And 31 right there. Ballerinas here, which are never a threat. Yeah, I really am glad that now we have the zoom in while doing slow-mo effect, because that not only breaks these guys open in half, like a couple smacks and they're dead, it also does that for the cowboys that shoot at us, who are always annoying. You'll also find that it's going to really help against the bosses. And I hate to say it, but the boss of this particular chapter, while being one of my favorites... great there. While being one of my favorite bosses, is still one of the... Come on. Dodge properly. He is my favorite... Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Just... Oh, now you don't want to attack me? There goes that explosion. Okay. Anyway, while he is my favorite boss, he's still ridiculously easy, so don't expect the final boss fight in this chapter to be very long. Yeah. And by the way, those bombs will, of course, be much more frequently used, not only in this chapter, but in other chapters, so get used to that gimmick. God, being slowed down and having to zoom in is such a broken technique. But it really helps on time and V points, so it'd be silly not to use it. Huh, this bomb seems to be unlit. If only there was some way we could, I don't know, catch ourselves on fire or anything, and light it up that way? If only. Well, maybe I do wish if only there was a way. Because I certainly failed at doing it just now. Come on, this isn't that hard. There we go. Oh, almost. Okay, there we go. I love explosions, except when they're kind of annoying. While having enemies try to fight me. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know what they expect. It's like they expect you to get 2,000 V points every time you go through a particular segment in order to get a V on V ranking on V points in a particular area. I don't get it. What's he saying? Rock, baby, yeah? I mean, that's the only thing I can think to hear him say. And I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I apologize if the audio quality's a little bad. Not that it's bad through the recording, though that may be a possibility. The thing is, I went and looked to see if there was any way I could change the audio in terms of lowering the music, which is rather obtrusive, I think. I mean, it's good music, it's groovin' music, but I don't know. Personally, I like hearing the dialogue in this game. I think it's often pretty hilarious, and certainly in the boss fight of Charles III, it was too loud to hear him talking half the time. And I know in later fights it's going to get very difficult to hear enemies, so apologies. I don't know if there's any way to change it. At least I know there's not in the GameCube version. What to say, this is very, I don't know, Oriental-themed hotel. It's got a lot of sculptures, it's very Asian-looking. I don't know, am I the only one that thinks that? I wouldn't mind staying here, in all honesty. Hey, we totally didn't miss you! Well, this will be a fun chance to try out our slowdown and zoom-in technique. How fast can you die? Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 punches? It's pretty awesome. At least, I think it is. Oh, and while playing through the last segment again, the sewer part where we fought the Joker, and he popped out the little roulette thing here that was really small. I don't know why I didn't think of it. You're apparently supposed to slow down and zoom in, therefore you can be able to see it better. I mean, when I was doing it, I just kind of hunched over and looked at it really closely. I'm sure that was not the easiest way. Of course, I should have zoomed in, but... what can you do? Yes, pink ladies, because of this new technique, you are forever not a threat. A lot of enemies aren't threats anymore because of knowing that now. It's kind of sad, in all honesty. So now that the tower has been sufficiently scaled, I'm gonna get a couple power-ups. I don't remember off the top of my head if I got any power-ups from my last playthrough. So what I'd like to get is just a couple of lives. Nothing too big. And also I'd like to get Viewtiful forever, because it's a really cool one, and it gets helpful when there are lots of enemies. Basically, you slow down and then have an enemy hit you while you're dodging zoomed in, and you strike a really cool pose, and it damages all enemies on the screen. We won't use it for... Ooh, hear that music. The ever-looming boss fight. Ooh, listen. Where is it? There should be something... There. Yeah, this guy's one of my favorites, just based on character alone. He's hilarious. But unfortunately with this technique he becomes ridiculously easy, so... And I will throw a slight plug here. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeing the Viewtiful Joe anime. In the anime especially, this guy right here, Hulk Davidson. What a character, I say. And he's super black too, which is funny.
Hey, yo, man. What's up? What can I do for you, kiddo? I guess you heard I rule the roost around here. Am I right? Huh?
Oh man, don't flatter yourself. You're just another one of those old attractions in this movie land.
What? Wait a minute, Jack. You mean to tell me you knew this world was called Movie Land? Oh, interesting. Alright, spit it out. Where you from?
Huh?
Now I'm surprised a little punk like you from the real world knew about our plans, man. It ain't gonna matter anyway after I'm finished with you, you understand? So what's with the feed watch on your arm, man? What, you think you're some kind of Mega Man or something?
Pretty cool, huh? I'm here to avenge Captain Blue. Just call me... I haven't come up with a good name yet.
You know who I am? I'm the one who put that star on Captain Blue's face. Now you'll be lucky if you get away with your life, boy!
So that is Hulk Davidson. For the record, he is voiced by Kevin Richardson, who was the dad, Robert Hawkins, from Static Shock. If anybody remembers that, I'll be thoroughly impressed. His basic attacks are low sweeping with his axe and high sweeping with his axe that drops fire, of course, and then he charges. And when he gets stunned by hitting the wall is the most opportune time to attack him. And he does the giant attack if you attack him too long, but now he's pretty much dead.
Hulk's going to the big house! Ouch! You little punk.
A man wears a scar as a medal. Not to say I couldn't win unhurt, of course.
Thus, Joe overcame the frightful power of Hulk Davidson. But on the blueprint that had fallen into his hands was outlined the most terrible of plans. The Shadows, seeking to stretch their evil power to the ocean itself, had planted a bomb in the underwater city of Mu. Already, water was starting to flood the city. Thousands of lives were at risk. Joe had no choice but to abandon the search for Sylvia and race to rescue the innocents of Mu.
Dang, this is horrible. I can't even read this junk. But more importantly, a superhero needs a super ride.
Joe boards his trusty Six Machine and embarks on a mission to save the underwater city. Don't forget to see the next installment, 2 Million Leagues Under the Sea. Till then, ta-ta!
Ta-ta indeed. So that was Hulk Davidson and the whole Chapter 2, Some Like It Red Hot. Still a stupid as hell name.
Let's ride.
And get ready to use the Six Machine. Yeah, next segment that's going to be a lot of fun, so... Thank you everybody for watching. I promise that in the future, hopefully avoiding any more blizzards and that kind of shit, Segments will get out more frequently. And maybe the next boss will be a little more challenging and interesting. I don't know. They'll get harder. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see you all later.